Good day, everyone. So our topic for today is about gender and development. This is a continuation of the reporting of Group 1, but in national mandate since ang IACA Group 1 is international. So, the Philippines is a state party to the United Nations or UN Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women or CEDAW or CEDAW is obligated to pursue and implement program, project, and activities that will contribute to the achievement of women's empowerment and gender equality. So, the Philippines agreed to follow international rules that fight against unfair treatment of women. So, this means nga ang country must create mga programs kag activities nga gahelp sa women to have equal rights and opportunities as men. Next, Republic Act 9710 or the Magna Carta of Women or MCW is a comprehensive women's human rights law that seeks to eliminate discrimination through the recognition, protection, fulfillment, and promotion of the rights of Filipino women, especially those belonging in the marginalized sectors of the society. It conveys a framework of rights for women based directly on international law. So, Republic Act 9710 or Magna Carta of Women, so this law in the Philippines ga-protect nisa sa mga women's rights. It aims to stop discrimination by making sure Filipino women, especially those in poor or disadvantaged groups, are treated fairly and have equal rights. It also follows global standards for women's rights.
The MCW establishes the Philippine government's pledge of commitment to the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, or CEDAW Committee in its 36th session in 2006, and to the UN Human Rights Council on its first Universal Periodic Review in 2009. It is the local translation of the provisions of the CEDAW, particularly in defining gender discrimination, state obligation, substantive equality, and temporary special measures. It also recognizes human rights guaranteed by the International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. So, the Magna Carta of Women, or MCW, affirms that the Philippine government's commitment to eliminate discrimination against women as pledged to the CEDAW Committee in 2006 and the UN Human Rights Council in 2009. It localizes CEDAW principles by defining gender discrimination, outlining state duties, ensuring substantive equality, and allowing temporary special measures. It also upholds women's rights under the International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights.
The 50-50 gender balance in third-level position within 5 years. At least 4% women in development planning and program implementation. So this is equal representation in leadership. Within 5 years, half of the people in high-level government job should be women. Also, women should make up at least 40% of those involved in creating and carrying out development plans and projects. So, this statement is trying to say that dapat it's these things like kung ano ang position sang or ano ang makuha ang position sang isa ka male, amo pud na ang position ang makuha sang female. The next one is the 2 months of full pay leave for women employees undergoing gynecological surgery, provided they have worked at least 6 months in the past years. So this says that paid leave for medical needs. So women workers who need surgery for health issues related to their reproductive system can take 2 months of paid leave as long as they have worked for at least 6 months in the last year. The next one is the equal opportunities and promotional privilege for women in military, police, and similar services, including pay increases and awards based on of the competency. So, this is fair treatment in uniform services. When women working in military, police, or similar jobs should have the same chances for promotion, salary increase, and awards as men based on how will they do their jobs. So prohibits expulsion, non-readmission, and enrollment discriminations against women, students, and faculty due to pregnancy out of a marriage. So this is protection for pregnant students and teachers. Schools are not allowed to kick out or reject female students or teachers just because they got pregnant and are not married. The next one is non-discriminatory and non-derogatory portrayal of women in media and film to raise public awareness of women's and dignity and contribution to family, community, and society through mass media. So equal rights, it's positive image of women in media. So movies, TV, and other media should show women in a respectful and positive way, highlighting their value and role in the family and society. The next one is the equal status for men and women in land titling and issuance of stewardship contracts and patents. So this statement is equal rights to the land ownership. So both men and women should have the rights when it comes to owning land or getting government issued land titles and contract. So there have six law or silent features of law that empowerment women.
The Magna Carta of Women, or MCW, is really important law in the Philippines that makes sure women have the same rights as everyone else. It tells the government that they have to stop treating women unfairly and work to make things equal for all genders. This means the government needs to look at the laws we have and change or get rid of any that discriminate against women. They also have to create and follow rules and programs that help women. The MCW also says that all parts of government, even local offices, need to think about how they work affect women and men differently. This includes planning what they do, how they spend money, and checking if their programs are fair to everyone. They also need to have special offices and collect information that separates data for men and women to help them make better plans and policies. Basically, MCW is a big step towards make sure women in the Philippines have equal rights and opportunity in everything.
Good Act number 7192, an act for the integration of women as whole and equal partners of men in development and nation building and for other purposes. Section 1. This act shall be cited as the Women in Development and National Building Act. Section 2. Declaration of Policy. The state recognizes the role of women in nation building and ensures the fundamental equality of women and men before the law, providing women with rights and opportunities equal to those of men. To achieve this, the following measures are mandated. Number 1. A portion of official development assistance funds from foreign governments and organizations shall be allocated to support programs of women. Number two, all government departments must ensure that women equally benefit from and participate in development programs funded by foreign assistance. Number three, all government departments and agencies shall review and revise regulations to eliminate gender bias. The goals are to promote women's rights and opportunities equal to those of men, enhance women's self-reliance and development, ensure women's active participation in nation building.
The Philippine Plan for Gender Responsive Development 1995 to 2025, signed by President Fidel V. Ramos in 1995, outlines the vision for women's empowerment and gender equality, aligning with the Beijing Platform for Action. The PGGD is designed, first is to promote gender equity by mainstreaming gender and development, GAD and government, encouraging cooperation with NGOs, and fostering gender-sensitive industry employment planning. So, first, ang 10 ways to promote gender equality in daily life is share household, chores, and child care equally. Watch for signs of domestic violence, support mothers and parents. And next is support women's democratic participation, empowerment, and self-determination with strategies to protect women's rights in agrarian reform, increase political involvement, and reform media portrayals of women. To support women's democratic participation, empowerment, and self-determination, strategies should focus on protecting women's rights and agrarian reform. And the last one is uphold human rights with strategies to protect overseas contract workers, establish shelters for women, adopt laws against violence, and monitor human rights violations. So, to uphold human rights, first is to prioritize the protection of overseas contract workers, establish secure shelters for women, enact laws against violence, and implement robust monitoring mechanism to identify and address human rights.
The PPGD addressed how macro forces such as globalization, trade liberalization, and the information revolution can impact both positive and negative aspects of women's lives. So, it proposed action to reduce reliance on foreign debt, protect vulnerability groups like women workers and small farmers, promote women's involvement in high-tech jobs, and ensure women have control over their fertility and health. The PPGD emphasizes a gender-responsive, people-centered development approach that counters the negative effects of global forces. So, PPGD, which stands for a plan or program that focuses on gender development in the context of global economic and technological changes. So, big global changes like globalization, trade liberalization, and new technologies affect everyone, but they can especially affect women, both in good and bad ways. So, the PPGD looks at how to reduce negative impacts on women, such as first, reducing a country's dependence on foreign debt, second, protecting vulnerable groups like women workers and small farmers, third, encouraging women to take part in high-tech jobs, and last, ensuring women have control over their health and fertility. It promotes a gender-responsive and people-focused approach, meaning it puts women's needs and well-being at the center of development efforts. So basically, the PBGD is about making sure that women benefit from global changes and are not left behind or harmed by them.
The Framework Plan for Women 2001 to 2004 defines development as equitable, sustainable, violence-free, and respectful of human rights. This says that the plan views development as something that must be fair to everyone, equitable, long-lasting, sustainable, safe, no violence, and the respect of human rights. It's aimed to help women overcome social, cultural, economic, and political barriers to improve their quality of life. The goal of the plan is to help women get past difficulties in society, the economy, and politics so that their lives can be better. The plan ensures that both women and men benefit equally from development and focuses on three key areas. It makes sure that development helps both women and men equally and focuses on three main goals. Firstly is women economic empowerment. The first goal is helping women gain more control over money and financial resources like jobs, income, and business opportunities. For example, the government provide free training for women to learn skills like sewing, computer use, or farming techniques. These skills help women get jobs or start businesses and become financial independent. Secondly is the protection of women's human rights. The second goal, making sure women's rights are respected and protected like safety, freedom, and equal treatment. Just like for example, a law is passed that makes it easier for women to report domestic violence. The police are trained to handle cases properly, and safe shelter are available for women in danger. Thirdly is promotion of gender-responsive governance. This third goal, encouraging governments and institutions to make decisions that consider the needs of both men and women. For example, in a local government council, more women are encouraged to run for office or take leadership roles. Community planning meetings include both men and women to make sure everyone's needs are heard. These examples show how the plan helps create a society where women and men have equal chances to succeed, stay safe, and be part of important decisions. So it supports the country's commitments to international agreements like CEDAW and the Beijing Platform for Action. The plan helps the country follow global promises it made, specifically CEDAW or Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, an international treaty to end discrimination against women, and Beijing Platform for Action, a global agreement to promote women's rights and gender equality.